Number 4. And this actually makes a lot of sense because really ended up being something special. Game of the year number 4 is, and this might have some minor spoilers in it, Ori the Will of the Wisps. This game was so fucking good, right? I think it was almost impossible to make a game better than the original Ori. And I really enjoyed Ori, like as far as a platforming Metroidvania combat-y kind of game. And it's weird that in this year, Ori 2 has kind of become sort of criminally underrated. In some ways that I feel like even Doom Eternal was underrated. This game was like better than its previous game in almost every single way. Like the combat, the environments, the visuals, the music, like everything about it ended up being better than the original. And the original is like this high exemplary sort of game about its experience. But if you talk to anyone that played Ori 2, they're like, that fucking game was so good. I think it just came out at a time of the year where a lot of other huge games were coming out right around this time frame. It just seemingly got absorbed into this like bundle of games around this time frame that some people aren't really paying attention to. This came out around the same time frame as FF7 Remake and even Doom Eternal, but I can't really think of any element in this game I didn't like. Like this is also a conclusion story, right? This actually ends like the Ori story that they've been making, and it does it so beautifully. Like just in terms of storytelling and stuff like that, I feel like the storytelling in Ori 1 is already really damn good with a very limited amount of storytelling, and this one's even better. It's actually even better. This game is so fucking heart-wrenching that it's insane. And they're really going for, I call it like emotion platforming, because all the little nods and musical elements that go through everything of Ori and the Blind Forest 2, aka Will of the Wisps, is fantastic. The thing that blew my mind is that they specifically were like, we like Hollow Knight a lot, right? Like these guys, I haven't played Hollow Knight, but I've seen a lot of Hollow Knight, and Jessica loves Hollow Knight as well. So I've seen her play that game quite a bit, and she played it after, you know, people said, oh, if you like Ori, you might like Hollow Knight. This game is Hollow Knight as fuck, right? They give you literally this sword. A lot of the combat looks very Hollow Knight-like in many ways. And I think giving Ori, like, weapons, like, outside of just the basic, like, laser that Ori gets in the first game, actually give Ori, like, all these crazy weapons and hammers and swords and all this insane shit in this game, and it's so much fun. Holy crap, it's so much fun. I really loved the time I had with it. And me and JJ, you can't see us up here on the left, but we played this sort of the similar way that we did in Ori and the Blind Forest, the first game, where we sort of split our turns and we're trying different, you know, parts, and I would try this part and she would try this part. Goddamn, the bosses in this game. So Ori 1 didn't have bosses either, and this game is like, fuck it. We're going 100% boss fights, right? Huge, giant cinematic boss fights. And they still have the escape sequences. They still have all the things that made Ori 1 so damn good. Like the teasing of like, oh, you can get here, but you can't get there. Like, and then you try to get there and it's actually, yeah, no, you actually can get there. You just have to utilize your movement and mobility a little bit more. It's incredible, dude. Like, I don't even know. I feel like I'm just like rambling on. I truly feel that whatever the fuck these guys work on, whatever the hell Moon Studios does in the future for their next game, which is apparently like an action RPG in some way, and it's not in the Ori universe or Ori related, is probably going to be fucking amazing. It's also super reassuring because this development studio has even not considering the pandemic, has been work from home for their almost 10-year history. They only work from home. They get together like a few times a year to discuss stuff and go over like production meetings. But all of its development staff has been work from home. And that's nuts for a game of this size. They've always been that way. And to see them still produce a game on this insanely high level of visuals and core mechanics and gameplay and everything like that. This game is a fucking treasure. Right? I truly wish Microsoft gave this game a lot of budget and a lot of time. They're just like, you know what? Just we were playing Ori 2 like 4 years ago, and they're like, you know what? Just take whatever time you need. And I appreciate that about MS for doing that, because this is still treated as like an indie game. I mean, I obviously wish that Killer Instinct would get some, at least a little bit of like recognition that like Ori did, because it's another small studio sort of game that got made. But am I resentful that this game got more attention than that? I'm not. Like, this is clearly one of Microsoft's best first-party games and best first-party studios that they are currently working with. And whatever they do in the future, dude, I'm completely down. I just want to show this shit off, how fucking cool this is. Hang on a second.
Oh, shit. Damn. So little damage.
Yeah, the music's even better than the first game, in my opinion. So, Ori and the Will of the Wisps is, and I'm still thinking of moments in this game, is for sure my top 5. And it's my number 4 favorite game of 2020. And I'm already thinking of fucking what that next game is going to be. Wherever they go from this point forward, man. Ori 2 is my number 4.